Welcome. Welcome to the weekend wind down, a time to relax, let go of stress, and get ready for the weekend. And as we start, my question for today is, what's the big mistake that a lot of people make, especially on a Friday night? Well, it's Friday night. Phew, it's finally the weekend. Are you ready for a break? Are you feeling tired? Maybe you're even feeling exhausted. You're just ready for a break. Well, and as you collapse in a heap, ready for the weekend, I wonder if you're hoping that you can collapse in a heap and your bestie will pick you up, maybe support you, maybe pick up the pieces, maybe just give you a big hug and hold you together so that you don't fall apart. Maybe just pamper you and look after you and bring you a nice drink or your favorite food or maybe some chocolate, maybe pizza. What are you hoping for? Now, I get it. I used to, and sometimes still do, but I used to fall in a big heap each weekend. On Friday night, I'd be working in corporate and I'd get to the weekend and I'd just be exhausted. And I'd hope that my partner or my friends would cheer me up and carry me through it. But do you know, after my years of study and coaching, I've discovered and learned that actually that's not a great strategy. In fact, it's quite dangerous. As adults, we are responsible for our own energy. I mean, you are responsible for the energy that you bring to a room. Like, for example, if you walk into a room and the person there is really, have you ever walked into the room and the person there is really stressed out? They're just stressing about something. And you walk in, and as soon as you walk into the room, you can feel it. They haven't said anything yet, they haven't done anything yet, but you can feel the energy, the stress. If you're a highly sensitive person like me, you actually take it on. You actually feel stressed just being in the presence of someone who's stressed. And we all bring that energy every time we walk in a room or wherever we are, whoever we're with. So let me tell you a little story to think about what to do about this. A few weeks ago, I was having lunch with some friends and I hadn't seen them for quite a while. I was really looking forward to seeing them, but as I got in the car and started to drive, I realised I was really tired. I felt really lethargic. I'd had a really busy few days and I was just tired. So what did I do? Well, becoming aware of my energy, I turned on some boppy music and I started to sing. I sang along to all sorts of boppy songs in the car as I drove. And do you know what? By the time I got there, I was actually feeling so much happier, so much more energetic. I actually walked into the room and I was ready to give loving, joyful, caring, interested vibes to the people that I was with. I was ready to bring energy into the room because I'd actually looked after my energy on the way there. So, what about you? I wonder what energy you're feeling in this very moment. Just get in touch with your body. How are you feeling? If you're listening to this today on a Friday night, or Saturday, you're probably feeling quite tired. And now, how would you like to be feeling? Would you like to be calmer? Would you like to be more energetic? Would you like to be more peaceful? What would you like to be something else? How would you like to feel? And then what could you do to feel more like that, to choose that for yourself and to create that energy for yourself? I love to do this. In fact, working on this sort of energy and that how you bring energy to the room is a small step in one of the modules in my Calmly Confident Pathway, which I love coaching women on. So if you're interested in that, let me know and I'd love to explore that with you more. But for today, I encourage you to actually, maybe even a few times a day, just pause and say to yourself, what energy am I bringing to myself right now in this moment? And what energy do I want to bring? And if they don't match, then what can I do about it? And I bet that you've got some clues, even with before we work together, you'll already have a few clues about how to start changing your energy because you've lived long enough to work out some of those things that work for you. So let's wind down to the weekend. So I invite you to sit up straight, feet flat on the floor, putting your hands just gently in your lap. Let's take 3 slow breaths, breathing in and breathing out slowly. As you breathe in, breathing in peace. As you breathe out whatever you want to let go of, whatever energy you want to release. It might be tiredness, it might be stress, it might be busyness. Breathing in whatever you want to receive, breathing out whatever you want to let go of. And one more time, breathing it in and letting it go. Now I invite you to put your hand on your heart, which is one way to bring loving energy to yourself. Just to bring compassion to yourself in this moment. Just to say to yourself, what do I need right now in this moment? What do you need? What else do you need? And how might you bring that for yourself? You're an adult. You're responsible to care for your own needs, actually. What can you do for yourself in this very moment to care for that particular need? And what else can you do? If you ask what else about 3 or 4 times, 5 times, you might find that you've got some really good insights into what you need in this moment. And then I invite you to look forward to the weekend and ask yourself, what do I need this weekend just for me? What does my body need? What does my mind need? What do I need from a point of view of relationships, people? Which people would I like to be with? Or would I like space? You like space just for yourself. What do you need this weekend? And what else would you need? Maybe you'd like to do something at home, declutter or organise or decorate. Maybe you'd like to write to someone, connect with someone. Maybe you'd like to cook some special thing that you like to eat. What would you like to do just for you to meet your needs this weekend? And what else? And then I invite you to look back over the week and say, what are you grateful for from this week? Scanning through the week, just little moments. A king parrot landed on our tree this afternoon. That's one of the moments I'm grateful for from today. Being with some, in a coaching implementation call with a whole lot of business people in the same coaching. That was another thing I'm grateful for just from today. What are you grateful for from today? And what are you grateful for this week? Maybe who are you grateful for this week? And who else are you grateful for this week? And one more time, just what or who are you grateful for in this very moment? So when you're ready, I invite you to wiggle your toes, wiggle your fingers, just roll your shoulders back a few times. And when you're ready, open your eyes. And have a wonderful weekend. If you'd like to, if you're watching this on Facebook, if you'd like to share in the comments what you are looking forward to this weekend or what you're grateful for from this week, that'd be great. Otherwise, have a fabulous weekend, and I look forward to seeing you again next week. Bye for now.